Hi everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Today we've got in a Toyota 2600. Got a basic machine from Toyota's. Not sure the age on these, probably 1980s, 1990s. Not sure, maybe someone can let me know. Okay, first thing we found on here is the plug tops cracked. It's dangerous, so I'll fit a new plug onto that. I've got one, I'll have to find one, but we'll carry on with the service for now, and I'll fit a plug at the end. so I've got to go and search and find one. It's not something I keep generally, but I've probably got one floating around somewhere. Okay, first thing to do, plug her in, see if she runs. It's in for a service. Light works, machine runs, zigzag's working, stitch length's working, reverse is working, everything's turning as it should. It's a little bit stiff, so we'll give it a service. Check the needles in the right way round, which it isn't. Can't actually feel if it is or not. The old eyes are going. It's got a needle in there. Don't think that was in the right way round, but doesn't matter, we put a new one in the right way round anyway. Another message I've got is that the zipper foot's broken. Pretty unusual. That's the zipper foot there. Yeah, I think there should be a little clamp in that one. Have a look. Yeah. Okay, we'll see if we can find a new zipper foot for it. I'll have some tucked away somewhere. Right, let's get it serviced. Nice and easy machines these to do. Done hundreds of these over the years. Take this plate off here, first thing. Looking for damage, there's no damage to it. Got a feeling this hasn't been used too much, this machine. We'll find out when we take the bottom off, how much fluff is in there. Okay, that's the plate, nice and clean, hasn't seen a lot of work. A little bit of fluff underneath. Take the hook out, let's check it for damage. Nope, that's nice and smooth. Pop the lid off. Two screws for the lid. Take that off. Just going to release this presser foot control unit. This is the plunger that changes the pressure on the foot. Check that that's doing everything it should be doing. Look, it's stiff. Give it a blow, excuse the noise. Check what gears we've got in here. We've got a plastic main cam gear here, which isn't split, which is good. If it's all working. Stretch stitch is working, you can see by this lever going up and down here. Oh, excuse me. Some of that fluff. I'll flip it over now. Check you're getting this, yeah. Got one screw in the end there. Another screw there. Another screw there. And on these machines you have to release the long feet, the front and back foot. Always take these off, get them out of the way. It's a flathead screw. Longest one goes at the front of the machine. Off of there. Couple of screws there. The back foot, which is the shorter of the two. Getting these off makes it easier to take this cover off. Don't do this with the electric screwdriver because it's not a Phillips. It jumps all over the place with an electric screwdriver. Okay, so that's the 2 feet. This just slide off now. Slides away from the bottom. Make sure I don't lose the screws. 2 screws there. Not too fluffy. So I don't think it's been serviced before. There's someone else's sticker on there. A local guy who's not around anymore. And then we've got another screw just in here, which I believe is a Phillips. One out there. Disconnect the lead so we can get the side off. And that's it, stripped down pretty much. Get to the belts now, check those, they seem okay. Tension's nice, condition of the belt's nice. I'll take this, disconnect the hand wheel. So this should disconnect the machine from running, which it doesn't, but that's purely down to lack of oil. So we'll take this wheel off, get some oil into it, do that first. Right, little screw there. You don't need to take this screw all the way out, just turn it enough so it allows this to unscrew. Pull that off. If we take the belt off, no, we'll do it with the belt on. We've got some fine machine oil, get it on this main shaft, also inside the wheel. Run it, and now you can see that the machine's not turning, which is exactly how it should be. All we've got to do then is put this back on. There's 2 ways this can go. You never know if it's right until you've done it. It might just need turning a third of a turn. It still might not be right. Let me just double check. No, it's right the first time. Turn it back to where it was. Pop that back on. Okay, that'll be perfect now. That tightens up to allow the machine to run. Loosens off. Let the bobbin wind without the machine running. That's perfect now. Tighten it back up. Open up the tension unit. A little bit loose there. Just check that the tension release is working, which it is. Just going to make sure there's no fluff inside the tension discs. Just do that by blowing. If you haven't got a blower, just use a brush just to brush it out. Back up to 5. I'll just adjust this a little bit tight just to allow for this spring here getting weak over the years. Pretty much guaranteed that that'll be a little bit weak, so I'll just increase the pressure pushing that, so it doesn't affect the numbers but it makes the numbers right. So if you have it on 5, it's like it used to be when it was new, on 5. Okay, that's that there. Just going to now pop some lubrication round pressure foot bar. Make sure that moves nice and freely, doesn't get stuck. It's a little bit sticky, so we need to work some in. And screw this mechanism back on. It's not actually releasing that well. It's actually jammed. Let's see if we can release it. That just need tapping. When you push that down, it should release up. So push that down, push that up. I'm going to try and work some oil into that. I think what's happened over the years, it's never been adjusted. So I'm just going to use a little pair of pliers just to trap it on the rubber mat, just to try and move it. We can get it moving a little bit. Yes, this should slide through this bit here, which it's not doing. If we can get it moving a little bit, then we'll free it up. Oops. Slipped away from me. Don't need to get it moving too much. Once it starts to go, I'm just going to rest that on there and then tap it. I've got a little hammer here. So you don't want to hit it too hard. There we go, it's moved now. So you can see that's moved. So now that should push down. Tap it down. Tap it up. When it's in position, what happens is the bar pushes it back up again when you push the release down, but it's so stiff that it's not doing anything at the moment. But once we've worked it up and down a few times, like so, it's like everything that's jammed, you've got to just work oil into it. There's no quick way. On a machine you can run the machine and get it worked in quicker, but something like this you can't. It's absolutely solid. It's getting freer. Keep working it. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing down here. I can't really. Let me just adjust the camera a bit down. All I'm doing is working it down, pushing it up, working it down. Eventually we'll get enough oil into it for it to be nice and loose. It's loosening now. You can see I'm not having to put a lot of effort into it now. A few more times and that will just free. You'll feel it go. Well, I'll feel it go. You'll see it go. Eventually I can just hold it in both hands and push it up and down like so. That's good. I haven't seen one like this for a long time, this stiff. And keep working it in. Proof of the pudding will be when it's back on the machine. What I'm going to do is get a bit of paper tissue. I'm just going to clean the oil off of this. Let's get it back on screen so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to screw this back into position. And now the spring that's on the presser bar should push this up and down on its own. It's nice and tight. Excuse my arm while I'm doing that. Right-handed. That's it. So that pushes down, and when you push that, it releases. That's exactly how it should work. See the difference between when it came out. A little bit of resistance there still, so I'm just going to put a drop of WD in it until it feels normal, and we'll soak up the excess. Clean off any excess so it doesn't get near the fabric. Perfect. We like that. That's that problem sorted out. The thing with that sort of problem is the customer probably didn't know it existed because they've never adjusted that. Probably didn't know you could. That's for fine and thick fabrics. So you push it down for thick fabric, release it and put a little bit of tension for thin, and it just increases the pressure holding the fabric down. On a thinner fabric you don't want too much pressure because it drags and you get uneven stitches. Okay, we're going to start working oil into the top now, and all the bearings. I don't know how long it is since this was serviced, but the sticker on it's from a company where the guy passed away, and that was probably, I don't know, it could have been 15 years ago now since he left us. Nice guy. I did actually know him personally, as well as being, my dad used to work for him. Everyone knows everyone in the sewing machine game. Not many of us around. Boiling all the moving parts, just working some oil into them like all the machines I do. Not too much oil this end, just in the right places. Turns nice and freely, so drop a lot of oil on where it turns. Put some oil across these cam followers so they don't seize up. Very rare for these to seize up, but plus you select a cam there. These are the cams that make the stitch do what this is telling it to do, and on this bar here is the followers So when you turn this, it selects one of these followers to push against the corresponding cam, makes the needle go left and right. And it's as simple as that. There's no electronics on this machine. It's all mechanical. It's my favourite type because I can see it all working. Can't see circuit boards working. Just going to get some oil down the bottom at the back of the machine. I can't see it when it's on its back. Nice bit of oil there on the main shaft gear. The hook gear. It's actually quietening it down quite a lot. Drop of oil on the lifter. Work that in. I'll show you what I'm doing. So just this part here, I'm putting a drop of oil where the lifter rubs against the casing of the machine. Makes it nice and smooth. You want a smooth action next. If it's clunky when you're lifting this foot up, it just feels wrong. And you get to the end of the sewing and want to pull the fabric away. Clunky, you don't want that. Okay, next bit is the underneath. Get to the other side of the gears that I've just oiled to get them done. This here, another one there. Just watching all the joints. Put it onto a nice long stitch, which is there. I'll put it onto a stretch stitch. You can probably see what this is doing, a few stitches forward, a few stitches back. That's what that mechanism does, and creates a stretch stitch. Get it in all the right places, not too much. Don't miss any bits though. It's guaranteed the bit you miss will be the bit that seizes up later on. We don't want that. Take it off a stretch stitch. So this is only going one way now. Hit the reverse. You see it moves this lever here. That's nice and free. Lovely. That's the bottom oiled. There's just one more bit in the middle of the machine. It's hard to show you, but it's right down underneath this shaft, which operates. Oh, excuse the noise, that's the compressor kicking in. I'm just going to get through some oil through this mechanism. Put on to stretch stitch again. There's one part I want to get oiled. You can do it more by feel than you do by sight because you can't actually see it. That's the back of it there, and I'll drop another bit in there and then turn the machine on its back to let it run down. And that's your stitch length mechanism oiled. And that's pretty much the oiling of it. It's nice simple service these. Not many surprises with these machines. Check that this moves. I think it's got a, yeah. Right, this machine has a mechanism here which sits at the front of the machine, and that is for dropping the teeth down to do embroidery, freehand embroidery, which operates on this here. That is solid. That would never move. So What we need to do now is, what I normally do is get a small screwdriver. Shouldn't really hit things with screwdrivers, but it does the job. And then just down here I'm going to tap it just gently like that, just to get it to move. And now we can get some oil into the shaft it slides on. And now it moves. So that's all it needed, was a little tap to move it and get it out of the way, and then oiling up the shaft it runs on. I say it's such a simple fix, but I wouldn't normally know that bit moves unless you know about machines. And all that does is drops these teeth down here. So that's that done. So what we can do now is get all this black out of the bottom cover. A bit of a clean, there's not too much mess in there. Pop this back into position, make sure that this is to the left, because that's to the left, and then it will line up with this slot. Couple of screws, just nip them up. I will use my screwdriver rather than the electric one. Get it into position. Couple of screws. This works. Drops the teeth down. Next thing to do is to put the side on. Just peel this label off from previous company that serviced it, so they're not around anymore. I'll put one of mine on there. A little bit of this stuff here, sticker remover. And let that do its work while I put this on, and I can take it off. So that just slides on there. Nicely in line there. Tighten this up. Sticker remover start to do its work. Just help it with the rest of it. It's good stuff, that. I recommend it. Let me show you what I use in case you need to get stickers off. Sticker gum glue remover, Rapide. I got it from Amazon. Buy everything from Amazon, don't we, these days? Good stuff. I do a lot of school machines and they put stickers all over their machines. And when they're selling the machines off, they need these stickering. That's what I use. There we go. And that's over there. Thing to do is put the feet back on. I've got one more screw on here actually, do that first. This joins the bottom cover to the side cover. Push that in. Not too tight or it will snap. And then we get the 2 feet. So short one at the back. That's what I said. Yeah. Screw that up. And my life picking up screws. I'll keep dropping them on the floor. Another one there, nice and tight these because they're going into metal so you can't split the plastic. We've got a longer one at the front. There's a little trick to doing this, I'll show you in a second if you're doing yours. Just put this on loosely. Make sure everything lines up. Put one there. Get that so I can get the screwdriver into the head. Takes a bit of dexterity, this one. Get them both started. Just nip them up finger tight. And what you have to make sure is that this accessory box fits snugly onto the machine. It all lines up. Get it into place. And then tighten them up. Just make sure it's in the right place. Little tip, otherwise you could have to unscrew it all again and re-tighten it afterwards. That's that bit there. Put the needle plate back on. Couple of screws there, not too tight. We get a new needle, size 90. Make sure it goes in the right way around, which is the flat side to the back on these. Give the hook a little blowout. Make sure there's no fluff in it. Put a drop of oil against the race where the hook sits, not too much. I want to get it on the fabric when you sew. Make sure that's nice and clean as well. Back into place. A couple of clips hold it in place. Then we can plug the machine in. Give it a little run. Give it a normal straight stitch, zigzag. There's your straight, there's your zigzag. That's your left, right needle positions. This is your stitch length and your reverse. It's all working. Just check the bobbin winder rubber, which is fine. What to do now is put a drop of oil on the winder so it doesn't seize up. Very important not to put too much oil this end because it'll get all over this rubber, and if you get oil on the rubber it just slips and doesn't turn when it's pushed against the hand wheel. That's fine. Pop that into place. Couple of screws, a bit of fluffing with the screws, so we'll blow that out. Let's get it nicely snug. That's good. Just blow them out of there, and then we'll run the bobbin winder just to check it's spinning. And the machine's not, which is good. time now to set the tensions, get it sewing. Customer hasn't got any bobbins, I don't think. There's a bobbin there. Nope. No bobbins. I'll nick one of mine. A collection of bobbins over here. Should we keep going? Drop that in, just check it's okay in there, which it is. Let's find some thread onto this bobbin. It's winding nice and evenly, which is what you want. Strip this off. Just check under the bobbin case spring, just check for any fluff. Yep, it's very loose, that spring, that's going to need adjusting. It's actually come out of the slot, that should be in the bottom slot, so we've got to take that off. Seeing why it came in now, probably horrible stitches on top of the fabric. So that has to go into that slot, and then the screw goes back in that hole to create a bit of tension on the spring. It's very fiddly. Hopefully I don't drop the screw. Let's tighten that up. So we'll drop the bobbin in and we'll set the bottom tension. The bottom tension on these, so when the bobbin's case is hanging from the thread, you should shake it and it'll drop. Bad demo. It shouldn't drop on the floor. Back on there for a sec. Got to rewind that on. Fell on the floor. Okay, so it's too tight anyway. You can feel the tightness. That's miles too tight. You can shake and that won't drop. So you just release this just a little bit until it feels right. Just a fraction more. That's going to be okay now. So the theory is that hangs. If you shake it, it drops, which it's doing. I mean, I can feel, I've done so many of them, I can just feel the tension without doing the drop test, but if you're not used to it, that's how you, there is an actual figure on the amount of Newton meters or inch pounds that should pull before it moves. So let's thread the top of the machine. I've lifted the presser foot up, which releases these tension discs, same as all machines. Down, under, so that picks up the check spring, around and down through the take up lever, through the thread guides, needle threads from front to back. Oh, my eyes are looking good today. See what I'm doing. We'll pop this foot back on just to get the machine sewing. I'm going to need to find a zipper foot for the customer, which I'll probably go away and look for when I'm looking for the plug. Don't need to film me looking for stuff because that would be very boring. That's all good. Take the needle down and up once and pull the bottom thread up. Okay, I'm just going to feel now the top tension. Yep, that's about okay. Probably could be a bit higher, but let's see how it sews. Get a little bit of fabric. Let's give it a sew. A bit more pressure because the fabric's quite thick. We'll start off with a nice medium-sized straight stitch. a little bit longer. Full length. Check the reverse works, which it does. Stitches are all individual, no long lines of stitching, so that means a good tension so far. You always tell more on the zigzag, so we'll do a wide zigzag. Which is good top and bottom, so tensions are perfect. Give it something else to do. We'll test all the stitches. This one here, make it a bit shorter stitch, so it creates a pattern. That's lovely. The machine's a little bit slow than it would have been when it was new, but it feels nice and loose, so I think it's just the motor's getting tired. That's fine. It's expected of a machine this age. Still runs fast enough. Give it a stretch stitch. Just doing those. One more. That's nice. Okay, what we're going to do now, I'm going to give it a buttonhole to do. So buttonhole's a 3-step buttonhole, well 4-step, but you've got the 2 bars, top and bottom. So we'll set that to there. That does your left. That comes down your right hand side. Back to the middle. And then to the reverse left hand side. Turn that, put it onto straight stitch again. Okay, so I've tested all the stitches on it. As you can see here, so there's your straight stitch there. Nice individual stitches. Perfect zigzag front and back, all the various patterns, stretch stitches, and finished off with a buttonhole. It's not the best buttonhole because I'm not very good at sewing buttonholes straight, but it's pretty good for a rush without a buttonhole foot on. So that's that there. So what we'll do now, we'll give it a clean up. I'll fit a new plug top to it, make it safe. We'll find a new zipper foot. Give the customer a ring, let her know it's ready, and that's it. Put a sticker on there, show it's mine.
There we go.
You're right. Put a sticker on there. So it's done. Give it a clean up, and away we go. Thanks for watching. I shall see you on the next video.